Hi, it's Des here. I wanted to share with you something that has really struck me just this morning as I was just sitting here on the sofa behind me, and that is business is an act of faith. And what was really going through my mind was a verse from the Bible. Now, I don't know if you're someone who is a Christian or not, or whether or not you are a person of faith, but I want to tell you that actually you are a person of faith, regardless of whether or not you believe in God. There's a verse in the Bible which says, um, that we live by faith and not by sight. And if you are involved in any self-employed venture, so if you're not accountable to a boss other than yourself, then you are living a life of faith. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, when you are in an employed situation, you are told what to do and you follow what to do, and then you get paid accordingly. So it's kind of a very straightforward transactional process. The only challenge with that, and obviously if you're self-employed then you'd agree with me, the only challenge with that is if you don't like the working environment you're in, or you find it really hard to get on with the people who are managing you, or the person who's managing you is not a very nice person, then that's a very difficult situation for you to be in. If on the other hand you absolutely love that relationship that you've got with the company, or the employer that you've got, or the boss that you have, then you're in a very good situation. But most of us who are self-employed, we feel called to do something a bit different with our lives. And we might have various motivations for that. From one of my primary motivations was so I could have time freedom to be able to do the things I really want to do with my life. I didn't want my job or my employment to become something that really swallowed up all my life. So really for me, business is a tent making opportunity. So it gives me the opportunity to do things when I want on my terms, so that I can actually spend more of my time doing things that I really want to do and that I really feel fulfilled by and cool to do. So if you are self-employed, then I want to put it to you that actually you are living by faith, because when you live by sight, you know that the things that you do are going to result in getting paid. And yeah, this is in a business context, obviously. So you know that if you do this, this, and this, you turn up, you do those actions, then you're going to get paid. Now, when you're in business, it's not like that, because you're living by faith in the following way. What you're doing is you're saying, I'm going to take these actions, I'm going to do these things, and I don't have any knowledge of whether or not I'm going to get the outcome that I want. However, I will tell you something that will encourage you, that and it's the following: if you're involved in anything where you're presenting yourself as a business and you've got a service or a product to offer to a client base, so it's something that's of value to them in exchange for money, then if you do enough of the presenting and the showing and the telling, a small percentage or a large percentage, if you're very good at what you do, will actually say, yeah, I think what you've got is of good value to me, and I'm willing to exchange that value for money so that you get paid as the business owner. So really, what determines whether or not you are going to be successful in your self-employed venture, whatever that is that it's very simply the following: do you have enough faith that when you take the enough action, you're going to get a significant enough result? Now, if you're learning the business at the moment, whatever it is you're doing, you know that the proportion of the result compared to the amount of action you take is going to be a lot smaller. But as you get better and better at what you do, that proportion will become larger and larger and larger. So the faith element of what you do in business is really to say to yourself, I have faith that with the training and the input that I receive from other people and the company that I'm working with, or my own business training or whatever it is, with the skills that I've got, that will give me enough of a starting point so that the results I get will be significant enough. And what you lack in skill, you can make up in numbers. And obviously, as you get better and better and better, then you don't have to work so hard to get a more significant result. So the journey for every simple self-employed person is very simple. It is a journey of faith, because you've got to have faith that the steps you take will result in enough action and enough results. And if you haven't got enough results, then you haven't got enough action, which was my last point. So what you need to do, if your results aren't big enough yet, rather than saying to yourself, oh, this doesn't work, just think of your experience as a bit like learning to drive a car. When you first start learning to drive the car, you're not very good at it, but you have faith that with the right mentoring from the driving instructor and enough lessons, you will eventually get competent enough to be able to drive the car without crashing, without stalling it, and actually you'll get from A to B. And eventually, if you keep going long enough, you'll just drive the car and you'll get out of the car thinking, how did I get here? So, and that's exactly what it's like in business. So I just want to encourage you, if you're really kind of struggling at the moment in your business, or you're not really sure if this is the thing you should be doing, give it time, put in the energy and the effort, and you will get the results. All right, have a super day, and I'll speak to you soon.